what's going on out there, YouTube? This is SCL0320 representing JVS. I know I look a hot mess. I apologize. This morning I was actually dealing with some stuff. I had to go through kind of like a surgery in a sense, and it went through really well, thank God. And so I appreciate any of those that knew about this and kept me lifted up in your prayers. I still can't drive. I'm still kind of getting over a lot of things, but I could not miss the newest episode of Vampire Diaries. I just did my first reaction, non-spoiler review for it, and this is going to be a spoiler-free review of the newest episode of Vampire Diaries, episode 10 of the 7th season. So if any of y'all have not seen the episode, which I highly recommend, because I give it a 9.5 out of 10, go watch it, put this in the watch again later, and I'll go through the full spoilers for everything. With the name of this episode was Hell is Inside Other People. So this episode was so awesome. One, because Ian Somerhalder nailed it. I mean, coming off of last episode with him and Stefan being put in the world of this Ruby, where they have to kind of live out their own personal hell, Julian kind of described it in a lot of different ways, of him having to kill Lily in the dream, like continuously, as well as like he basically lost himself to madness, you know. And it was like Damon's already off the rails because of losing Elena, and it was like, what is gonna break inside of him? And the ending to this episode, I know this jumping the gun, but the ending was superb, because it showed like him finally breaking down and telling Lily how he really felt, telling her how much he really loved her and missed him, telling the reason why he's lashed out. Like each time she left him once, she left him again for another family, and then she left. He basically, he blames himself every single time. He blamed himself for her dying the last time. He blamed himself for her not wanting to be with Stefan and him instead of being with her surrogate family. And even like in the end, he blames himself, of course, for letting her die without saying what he really felt or even showing any kind of remorse. And it was like, I saw his emotions just drop, and it was like, it was a slow burn, because throughout most of the episode, it showed him in his Civil War days, where he was kind of working with this one guy, I think his name was Henry, and they got put on this situation, this task, because he had got a letter from Stefan that he was going to try to go, you know, get back home. He wanted to get discharged early to take care of his brother. He wanted to save him, and that progressed into his Groundhog Day, because what happened in this house, where basically the general or the person that was in command told him, well, you go and you get these people out of there and arrest them, you know. And he tried, and it all ended so badly. Like it was a massacre. It was a blood massacre everywhere. And then like that kept on repeating, and it was like he kept on trying to get it right, get it right, get it right, get it right. And it's just like every single time it was going to hell. But the ending, oh my gosh, like when he finally broke down, that's when he got out. Like I was like, oh my gosh. And like it was so bad that like he was obsessed with the idea, kind of like Inception essentially. Like it was something in him that got reworked to him, like instead of him hating his mother, like him like desperate and frantic to try to forgive her and seek her forgiveness and talk with her. And it consumed him to the point that he thought that he was still in the same world and basically killed everybody. Like, I don't know if Bonnie is still alive. I didn't think he was going to do that, but I thought that something was going to, you know, stop him in that. Stabbed Caroline, who was pregnant. He might have killed Matt, like, broke his brother's neck. I was like, I have, like, reactions to the ending that y'all have to watch a bit later on. But, oh my gosh, that was superb. Now, as far as the in-between, I think that Paul Wesley as Stefan did a great job in his acting as well, because it showed a lot of different dimensions of him on the outside trying to get his brother back, as well as the different like sequences of hell for Damon. Like I was like sitting there listening to the dialogue and him just dissecting Damon, like all the different finite problems about him, the good things about him, and the reasons why, like, who are you really? And I was like, this is so intense. Even like when Lily was kept on popping up into each time when he had restarted day and just kind of ruining it. I mean, there were funny moments in the beginning where he was trying to, like, you know, make the situation better. But when I realized what Stefan said, that the reason why he was able to get out as soon as he did is because he allowed himself to submit to the pain and the guilt and just let it go, basically. And he knew that his brother was the opposite of that. He would never stop. He would never let it go, you know, and that's the reason why they weren't able to actually pull him out. Once I realized that, I was like, dude, this man is not going to be the same after this. And sure, it's tooting, like, I mean, the end was just perfect, dude. I don't want to dissect the whole entire movie. All I can say is that Ian Somerhalder, like, held his own and did an amazing job. And this was a great premiere back. I guess this is their mid-season premiere back. And, I mean, if the season... This is the thing. The first episode was awesome of this season. The mid-season premiere was awesome. And it's like, in between stuff, like, I think the Heretic stuff is just getting sappy and old. For whatever reason, like, I took more pleasure in just watching the dissection of Damon and his brother and just the people that we know, you know, given their circumstances, you know. And I was just like, I was taken back to like season 1, season 2, back to the basics. Like I loved the way that the cast thrived in it, because it was like, this is some serious heavy stuff. Like, it wasn't like a diabolical villain they had to overcome. This is mental and subconscious, like, being broken down and unraveled into making these people change forever. And I love that about the progression of this episode. This is probably one of my favorites. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I wanted to give it a 10, but I think that what gave me a 10 is if, I don't know, Nina would have showed up as Elena and stopping him or something like that. But I knew that wasn't going to happen at all. She's not slated to come back at all. But either way, thanks everybody for watching this spoiler-filled review for the newest episode of Vampire Diaries and their mid-season premiere episode, Ep 10. Hell is in other people. Thanks everybody for watching, and check out, like I said, all my reactions to 2 specific sequences, which y'all are going to really enjoy. Later.